Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is not recommending charges against Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton over her use of multiple private email servers while she was Secretary of State. This comes despite FBI Director James Comey saying Clinton was extremely careless in her handling of classified information.
Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information, there is evidence that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
The FBI analyzed 30,000 emails, finding at least 110 that contained classified information at the time they were sent or received. FBI Director Comey said a handful of these were marked as classified at the time, a finding that contradicts Clinton's claims. The FBI found 8 email chains containing top-secret information. Comey also said it was, quote, possible that hostile actors gained access to Secretary Clinton's personal email account, unquote. Republican lawmakers and presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump criticized the FBI for not recommending charges against Hillary Clinton. House Speaker Paul Ryan tweeted, quote, the announcement defies explanation, unquote. Trump said the finding was evidence the system's rigged.
Ever that we've seen that our system is absolutely, totally rigged.
The FBI's announcement came only hours before President Obama campaigned for Hillary Clinton during a rally in Charlotte, North Carolina.
But I can tell you this. Hillary Clinton has been tested, and there has never been any man or woman more qualified for this office than Hillary Clinton.
At the North Carolina rally, President Obama and Hillary Clinton faced protests from teachers demanding the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency release local students who are currently detained and facing deportation. In a statement, the teachers said, quote, ICE is denying our students their right to an education and preventing many from graduating, unquote. North Carolina's been one of the states hardest hit by ICE raids this year. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton faced more criticism from teachers during a speech at the National Education Association's assembly Tuesday when she provoked booing from unionized teachers by suggesting public schools and charter schools work together to improve education.
When schools get it right, whether they're traditional public schools or public charter schools, let's figure out what's working. No, let's figure out what's working and share it with schools across America. We can do that. We've got no time for all these education wars.
The National Education Association's the largest teachers' union. Its leadership endorsed Hillary Clinton in 2015, despite protests from some of its rank-and-file members who supported Bernie Sanders. A Jewish employee of a newspaper owned by Donald Trump's Orthodox Jewish son-in-law has called on him to speak out against anti-Semitism in Trump's campaign. Jared Kushner, who's married to Ivanka, Donald Trump's daughter, is an Orthodox Jew who owns the Observer newspaper. He's been a key member of Donald Trump's campaign. In the open letter, Observer entertainment writer Dana Schwartz wrote, quote, when you stand silent and smiling in the background, his Jewish son-in-law, you're giving his most hateful supporters tacit approval, unquote. This comes after Trump tweeted an anti-Semitic image showing Hillary Clinton a pile of cash and a 6-pointed Star of David, along with the words, most corrupt candidate ever. The image originally appeared on a white supremacist message board. In response to the open letter, Jared Kushner wrote, Trump, quote, does not at all subscribe to any racist or anti-Semitic thinking, unquote. In news from Iraq, the long-awaited British inquiry into the Iraq War has just been released. The Chilcot report is 2.6 million words long, about 3 times the length of the Bible. It blames former British Prime Minister Tony Blair for deliberately exaggerating the threat posed by Saddam Hussein in the lead-up to the Iraq War. This comes as the Iraqi Interior Minister Mohammed Gaban has announced his resignation following the suicide bombing in Baghdad that killed as many as 250 people. It was the deadliest bombing in Iraq since the 2003 U.S.-led invasion. We'll have more on this weekend's bombing in the Chilcot report after headlines. In Yemen, a suicide car bomber has killed 10 soldiers at a checkpoint near a military base in the southern city of Aden. Yemeni officials say militants went on to raid the military base, leading to hours of fighting. Meanwhile, at least 6 people have been killed by 2 U.S. drone strikes in southern Yemen over the weekend. Yemeni officials say the victims were suspected of being members of al-Qaeda. In South Africa, a judge has sentenced Olympic and Paralympic runner Oscar Pistorius to 6 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, in 2013. He'd been facing a minimum 15-year prison term, but today the judge gave him less than half that sentence, citing mitigating factors such as Pistorius's remorse. This is the same judge who convicted Pistorius to a lesser charge of manslaughter 2 years ago, a charge that was later reversed by a higher court for being too lenient. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, protests have erupted over the fatal police shooting of 37-year-old African-American Alton Sterling. Cell phone video of the shooting appears to show a Baton Rouge police officer pinning Sterling to the ground outside a convenience store, then pointing a gun at his chest. The video then captures the sound of multiple gunshots. A warning to our television audience: the video is graphic.
Oh, they shot him? Oh my goodness.
They killed this boy.
Oh.
The East Baton Rouge coroner says Sterling died from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and back. Hundreds have been protesting in Baton Rouge since the shooting. Meanwhile, in New York, Attorney General Eric Schneiderman has opened an investigation into the fatal off-duty police shooting of an unarmed Brooklyn man on the 4th of July. Delron Small was driving with his girlfriend and 3 children through East New York when he and off-duty police officer Wayne Isaacs had a confrontation while driving. The police say Small then got out of his car and punched Officer Isaac in the face. Although a witness says Small did not hit the officer, Officer Isaacs then shot Small multiple times, killing him. This comes as Baltimore prosecutors have been dealt a blow in the next trial of a police officer charged in the death of Freddie Gray, who died of spinal injuries sustained in police custody last year. On Tuesday, a judge ruled prosecutors cannot introduce evidence related to Officer Brian Rice's training during his trial, which begins Thursday. His training was key to the prosecutor's case. 2 police officers have already been acquitted on all charges for their role in Freddie Gray's death. An award-winning Iranian filmmaker, Abbas Kiarostami, has died. He was one of the most significant figures in a new wave of Iranian cinema that emerged following the 1979 revolution. In 1997, he won the top prize at Cannes for his film Taste of Cherry. This is Kiarostami speaking in 1997.
I think even if we have censorship in Iran, we should deal with it ourselves. As my father used to say, if your head breaks, it better break in your own hat. We shouldn't talk about it anywhere else because there's no advantage in it. Nobody can untie our knots or solve our problems. For that reason, I never speak about censorship outside of Iran, especially for foreign reporters. Often I ask them, don't you have your own censorship?
Abbas Kiarostami died on Monday of cancer at the age of 76. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Juan Gonzalez. Welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world.